I've used this camera for 507 days, and I no longer trust it. I use this because I have a layered system. Right around the house, I have powered cameras. Those are connected to the alarm system. The second layer is out in the Wi-Fi zone. That's the distance that my Wi-Fi mesh can reach. It's about 100 feet from the house. And so I've got a slew of Wi-Fi cameras. They're also able to connect to the Eufy home base. And so, lucky me, facial recognition, detection, AI, bionic awesomeness, all to those cameras. The trick is that I live on a 10-acre property. And so the perimeter is where I become vulnerable, in my opinion. I don't have access to Wi-Fi out there. I also haven't gone to the trouble to build out a lot of infrastructure. So there's no cables, there's no Cat 6, there's no fiber, there's no nothing. I'm not going to dig a trench out there and lay down $100,000 worth of. I'm just not gonna. So what I was looking for is this kind of thing. As I said, it's got a SIM card in it, so it can connect to major cell phone carriers. It basically functions the same way the internet does on your phone. The major difference is the cellular antennas on your phone are significantly more powerful than the cellular antennas on this thing. Basically, because it's also trying to run a really kick-ass camera. You have to buy a monthly service to the cell phone. They're not nearly as expensive as your iPhone or whatever. In fact, I think I probably paid between $7 and $10 a month. And what that gives me is about 2 gigs of cellular service for 30 days. Now, 2 gigs was more than enough. I can check the camera, I can record clips, I can download clips, all that stuff. It's really the connection between you using the app and you getting to the camera that uses that cellular connection. So I didn't have much of a problem with it. The 30 days is a shocker because it's timed and a measurement of how many gigs you're using. And so regardless of what happens after 30 days, it would drop. That's where trust issue number one comes in, because I was relying on this basically at the front of my driveway where the road hits my property as a way to detect whether or not someone was coming onto my property. When the cellular service dropped, it was pretty quiet about it. And so I would probably be sitting there thinking, why hasn't the UPS guy come? And then realized that the UPS guy had come and left a package and done a dance for me, sang me a song out by the road, and I had no idea about it because the coverage dropped and it wasn't sending me messages anymore. So that meant I had to go in, check, see what was going on with it, identify the fact that it was out of coverage, and then pay for the next month. The clips that it recorded while I was out of service did stay on there, so I was eventually able to see the UPS guy do the jig. But there was a period in which I wasn't able to react, and I didn't know. I never got a push notification or anything like that, which is a real big bummer. The last thing about this camera, and this is the really one in which I no longer trust it, is that for whatever reason, after 500 days, well, we'll call it 500 days, it's probably more like after 100 or 400 days, the antennas and the cellular router stopped working. And I don't know if it's the SIM card or the SIM card company. I don't know whether it's the device itself. I was in touch with the cellular company and they told me that the SIM card was receiving data and they were getting data from the camera. So likely it is something on board in the device itself. This means I can no longer use it at the road because I can no longer connect to the cellular network using this camera. For my use case, this just became completely and utterly bricked. That's a problem. The Wi-Fi did continue to work, and it does connect to the home base. So in terms of using it as another Wi-Fi camera, yeah, it does that, and it's a pretty good camera. I don't think I would choose this one. I would choose the S340, the Eufy Cam one. I think there's a lot better PTZ on that one. There's features that are better designed for that. A lot of the really good PTC features on this camera have been dropped away because they were trying to connect and build a cellular or LTE camera. So yeah, bummer dude. I've been trying to think about where I'm going to place this camera because Ultimately, I have the coverage I want with the types of cameras I want in other places. What I really want is this camera. I have 38 cameras. I cover 10 acres. I have 15 sensors. I have 26,000 plus security clips. This camera used to be my favorite.